Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So, South Africa won the Rugby Championship. I was going to do this video and just smile for the first 3 minutes, but I thought that might be a little bit boring and not that entertaining. I'll probably get a lot of advert time during the thing, but yes, South Africa finally have some silverware. It's the first time they won the Rugby Championship. The last time they won was the Tri-Nations in 2009. So it's actually the official time that we actually have our name on the trophy. So super happy for the guys. You just cannot understand what it's like. Not just last year, but the year before and the year before that, to be a Springbok supporter. It was hard. It was bloody hard. You know, points differential between us and New Zealand in one game was over 100 points. In 2 games, it was over 100 points. That is just you cannot explain. You know, we went to Ireland, we lost by 30 points. It's been a hard couple of years being a Springbok supporter, and it's been bloody hard to actually come up every single day and be smiling and try to look at the positives. And finally, something seems to be clicking for us. We got some silverware. You know, regardless of, it's a year with the biggest silverware that you could get, but at least it's some silverware. And the Rugby Championship is just, it's a great thing to have. So I'm just going to talk a bit about the game. So final score was South Africa 46-13. I missed the first part of the first half. I thought I was recording the game, and I wasn't. We were actually recording The Bachelor. So I thought I was watching something else. I thought, oh cool, I'll just finish this and then I'll go on to watch the game, and I'll just start from the PVR. And so I missed the first 20 minutes of the game. But from all intents and purposes, it didn't sound like the first half was any great in any case. So, but yeah, from what I saw, South Africa just seemed like a team that it didn't seem like they were going to lose. If I want to put it that way, and it's not being arrogant or anything like that. You know, just sometimes you watch a game and you watch New Zealand play or something like that, and they could be 20 points down, and you look at it and you go, and they just don't seem like a team that's going to lose. And South Africa just didn't seem that they were going to lose on that day. Stand-up players from Andre Pollard had an exceptional game. The guy's really growing into his position. We cannot lose him for the World Cup. He cannot play next week. If he's playing at Loftus, that's just it's insanity. Players that shouldn't be playing: Peter Steff, Andre Pollard, Dwight Vermeulen, Malcolm Marx, Trevor Nyankani, Beast. These players should all be rested. They should not play. Just leave them round at the squad, because there's still a few positions that are still up for grabs, and I think it's next week. Just play the rest of the side. Give Ulstat and all those kind of players Marcel could see an opportunity to play. But watching the game, it was great to see our wingers actually scoring tries. It means they were being put into space for whatever reason. So Cheslin Colby, I just think Cheslin Colby is an exceptional player. The guy's he's really stepping into that position, and it's growing from strength to strength to strength for him. Midfield was okay. Look, Damon Delende gets a lot of stick in this country. Like, you either love him or you hate him, and you know it's amazing. I do another show, and they were talking about Damon Delende. He could have 3 brilliant games, and the rest of the world think, geez, the guy just walks on water, and we just look at him and we think, oh, what an idiot, you know, because we've had this history with him, and the guy is exceptional. He played really well. He deserves his spot by anyone, and having Frans Steyn coming off the bench is just great. So, looking at the forwards played really well. I thought Evan ever had a good game. Frank Mostert always a try-tackling machine, but the big thing was Trevor Nyankani. I think at one point he was the top tackler. 15 tackles I think he did during the game. For a tight head prop to do 15 tackles in a game means he was all over the place. And I'm sorry to say to Frans Malherbe, who I seriously rate, Trevor Nyankani has to be our starting prop for a tight head prop in the World Cup. I'm sorry, on form and on the way he's playing, he has to be. Beast is also coming into his own again. You can see he's still got the spirit, he's still got the gees, he wants to carry on playing. And I honestly feel Beast will still be around for a couple more years after that. I don't think he's ever going to leave Durban. I see him still starting in the Lions tour in 2 years' time. I really do see him, and I think he's going to have a long history in South African rugby, maybe going to coaching and things like that. I really like Dwayne Vermeulen as a captain. I think I prefer Sia, but I think with Sia, and Sia doesn't have to worry about the forwards. Dwayne Vermeulen's there to look after it. Peter Steph du Toit, the guy needs a bit of a break. But then I'm going to talk about the Argentinian side. And I know I have a lot of people from Argentina that support this channel, and they say, they do support the channel. I'm sorry to say, guys, but that scrum of the Argentinian scrum you're in serious trouble. I'm sorry to say, you go to the World Cup with a scrum like that, you are in for an absolute hiding, especially in your pool. You're going up against France and England. You've got 37 days to sort it out, because if you go to the World Cup with a scrum like that, you're going to have at least 6-7 penalties against you in a game. Half of those are scoring opportunities. Other half are getting the players down the field. You're always going to be on the back foot, no matter how good your line speed is, no matter how good your back row is, because your line speed and your back row are exceptional. You have world-class players in your back row. But flipping scrums, and I don't understand. You got the Desma as your coach. He should be able to pick this up. He should be able to give some kind of technique to these guys. And I'm not saying these props are bad; they're good, but there's something fundamentally wrong in that scrum, and I don't know what it is. So yeah, they've got 37 days to sort that out, because on Saturday, we lost against Argentina last year in the same fixture in Argentina, and in that time to have such a swing in performance is just it's unacceptable. I honestly feel for Argentina was in Super Rugby. I think it was the best thing ever to have Argentina in Super Rugby. I honestly feel that Argentina deserves to have two sides in Super Rugby. It would make less fatigue on the players. It would make it a lot more competitive for positions there locally. I honestly feel that Argentina deserve two sides in Super Rugby. It would make their country's rugby exceptional. But yeah, let's get back to South Africa. I think we're seeing basically the starting lineup for the Springboks. I think we've found it. One or two little changes I'd like to see, and one or two changes I think will happen. I think there's still going to be a bit of a change in the wingers. Shosabu Nkosi and Dlamini will be in the talking there. I'd like to see Warwick Galant start at 15, because I think Billy Ruiz playing himself into rugby. You can see he's improving game on game on game, but Warwick Galant brings something a little bit special, that fearlessness, and I honestly feel give him an opportunity next week. But listen, guys, I am super stoked. You cannot believe how happy I am, because just from where we came from, where we were 18 months ago, where we were doing. And it's the scariest thing is, it's a lot of these victories we're getting away from. Well, we got a draw away from home and a victory away from home. South African side is not known to win away from home. We normally lose away from home, and we're strong at home. And I'm super, super happy. So, listen, guys, what did you think of the game? Did you think what players stood out for you? For me, Andre Pollard, Trevor Nyankani stood out for me. He definitely is standing out for me. I honestly believe, to go into a World Cup, you need a decent 10 and a proper tight head. You cannot have a tight head that goes backwards. There's just too many opportunities for such a technical position. You need someone really good at that position. What do you think of the Argentinian performance? And do you think and do you think they, as my niece that just looked through the window, through the door there, and what players stood out for you? And do you think South Africa deserved to win the Rugby Championship? And what do you think everyone's team chances are going into the World Cup? Listen, guys, I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week and coming up week. And just looking forward to some exceptionally great rugby next weekend. I think there's a lot of Northern Hemisphere sides playing. I think it's great. We're really building up to a great World Cup. Listen, guys, have a great week. Chat soon. Bye.